And we are live. What's up, everybody? Tuesday night. You know what time it is. We're going to have some conversations tonight. We're going to talk about some real stuff. You're watching Young Lion TV. Let's
Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, won't you get up and start fighting? Everywhere I look, they're hiding.
Yeah, we are live at True Sound Studios in Camden, New Jersey. I want to say what's up to everybody in the chat. Junior, Beverly, Mark. I see a couple other people in there filing in right now. As y'all come in, make sure you give it a like and a thumbs up and all that good stuff. If you're on YouTube, you can subscribe. You can share it. Share this on Facebook as well. Don't forget to go to the Patreon, patreon.com/youngliontv. If you want to become a member, you can do that and support the podcast as well. Let's get into it. I got Jake with me. I got Moan with me. I got Rachel with me tonight, of course. That's the team. But we're going to give an introduction to the guest tonight, who is Director of the Century and online guru and digital marketing guru, Mr. Peter Parker.
Appreciate you for having me, guys.
Yeah,
Definitely
man.
Appreciate it.
So first thing I want to get into is like, how did you get started doing what you do now?
I guess it all started in college. I took one directing class, right? Like I went to this private school called Widener University, right? I was just a football player.
What position did you play?
Offensive tackle.
Oh, okay.
You feel me? So I was strictly athlete. I went to school. I barely showed up to class. Like I was that guy. You feel me? But I took this one directing class and I just fell in love with the art of telling stories, right? So that's where it all started for me. I took this one class, and it just turned into this thing of wanting to tell real people's stories from my perspective. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, man, but I also took advertising, right? So I'm like, what would be the quickest way to the top? Like, let's skip all the BS, right? Like,
Right.
What's the quickest way to get to the top being in the film industry, knowing how Hollywood is, knowing how, there's a million people with cameras, right? I was like, I'm going to do music videos.
Right.
And I'm going to tell stories in my music videos. Nobody was really doing that at the time. You feel me? So literally my first year, I was signed to Deshaun Jackson from the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? My first year of filming, I did all his film
because he had a
work.
record label. For
Jackpot
a minute.
Records.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So, and if y'all remember the epic battle with his artist and Lil Snoop.
Yeah.
Yes, that was,
Okay.
that was where it all kind of ended. But I mean, it was dope. Though. It was a dope experience. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot, whatever. And after that, I was signed by Gilly the Kid.
Okay.
You know
And how
what I'm
did you
saying?
make those connects? How did you come from So did you finish going to school for?
No, I was only in school. I took that class my third year in college.
Okay.
I literally went to LA and never came back to school. Like I just dropped everything.
Okay. And
feel
you
me?
just started making connections, networking.
So I met this one guy who was a basketball player that went to Widener. His cousin was Retro, the guy that battled Lil Snoop.
Okay.
So that's how I got connected with everything. You feel me? And through that was when you with Deshaun Jackson, you feel me? You meet all types of people.
Right.
So it I was always in the right place at the right time saying the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? I was always confident in myself. I knew that I could tell a story. I just needed the right equipment and the finances to do so. You feel me? So I was the type of person, when I first started, I used to carry, my first camera cost $2,000, right? And this is when $2,000 was $2,000 was a big deal. You feel me? So
Still is.
yeah. so like I used to cut out this little camera in a magazine, carry in my pocket, and I was like, I got my camera already. You know what I'm saying? And then I had my car, right? And my car was worth about $2,200 at the time. It was a Mountaineer. And I just sold it for the camera. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to take the bus and just get my camera, you feel me? And that started everything.
That's crazy.
And we just went on a journey from there, and it was...
So when you say he signed you, like he gave you your first...
Okay, so he didn't give me any money, right?
Okay.
My whole thing was I knew my worth, right? So I'm like, I don't want to take your money. I'd rather you just give me exposure.
Right.
Right? So I was like, look, I am the director of the year, and I'm going to make you say it.
Right.
You feel me? Every time you mention me, say director of the year
That's
on
why
it,
I said
and I'm going to
director
put it
of
on
the century.
100%.
You know
I
what
appreciate that.
mean?
And
I'm thinking beyond that for you.
100%.
You know
Now
what I
we
mean?
there with it. Now
Yeah.
that's that stamp. You feel me? So that's really how my career was based off. It was all energy based. You feel me?
Yeah.
It was just like my biggest video today is because I just went ahead and did it. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's the J. Cole video?
yeah, I just did it. And I didn't know.
But speak about that for a second, because a lot of people, especially young people nowadays, they don't understand the value in working for free sometimes. Like,
Oh, right.
not understanding.
Working for free is not really working for free, though. See, people have this misinterpretation of what free means. Free means you don't get anything back.
Right.
I don't care. See, money, people think money is the
Money's an
ultimate
illusion.
thing.
Yeah.
Money is not real. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like, if they say, yo, your dollar bill's worth nothing,
It's
you're
worth
done.
nothing. Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
What do you have? You don't have no gold,
Right.
silver. You have nothing. So it's not real. You feel me? We have no real, most people don't have any real assets. You
yeah.
get what I'm saying? So once you realize that, you're like, what's the most important thing in the world? A brand.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because if I make a brand, I can go anywhere and make any amount of money because my people want to buy my brand.
Right.
They trust me. But if you don't trust me, I mean, you're not gonna buy anything.
Right.
You feel me? So doing free work was the key. Like, I was on Twitter. I reached out to, I think it was 55 celebrities, right? This one I had like 200 followers. I reached out to 55 celebrities that, hey, I'm going to do your video just like a movie. It's gonna be the best video you ever had. 2 people hit me back, PD Crack and Cicero. You know what I'm saying? 2, Philly legends in my
Right,
opinion. You feel
right,
me?
yeah.
And PD Crack hit me back, but me and him didn't get a chance to work. Cicero was the one that me and him really took off. Like, we did like 4 videos. It hit World Star. We was getting 1 million views a video. You feel me? He wasn't even paying me, but I told him, look, this is all I want. When you say my name, say Director of the Year. And I'm putting Director of the Year on the video. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And through that energy, I started winning awards and started winning the Director of the Year. You feel me? Just putting out that energy. Like, I'm stamping. This is mine. I'm taking it.
Right.
You feel me? I don't believe in asking. What are you asking for? Take what's yours.
Right.
You feel me? There's enough for everybody.
Yeah.
But we don't realize that. We like, oh, no, it's enough for everybody. Take your piece. You feel me? Take
Yeah.
what you want. Everything is here for us to get.
Exactly.
But and free is the way, bro. Like, if you have 1 million followers or 500,000 followers, you paying me pretty much.
Right.
Like, I'm the type of person, this is how I think, right? If I had the money right now, Jay-Z, I'm going to pay you to shoot your video.
Right.
You feel me? How much it's going to cost? Or Drake, I'm going to pay you to shoot your video.
Right.
People don't really think like that, but it's like, if you think about it, if I put out that video at that magnitude, I'm going to constantly get booked. It's a wrap.
What's the difference between that and paying for advertisement?
100%.
Yeah.
That's all
Same
it
thing.
is. But
Yeah.
a lot of people are scared to spend the money because to spend money on yourself, you really got to believe in yourself.
Yeah. I think that's the main key about why people do hesitate, because they don't know how to fully believe. Like, they say they believe, but the actions don't line up.
That's a fact. That's a
You know
fact.
what I mean?
What was that camera that you?
The 5D Mark III, man. That was my, when I finally got my Mark III, I had the 60D first, then I upgraded to the Mark III. You couldn't tell me. I was on a gram talking heavy.
That's the shot that's
That's
hitting
what's
you
staring
right now.
at you right now.
Yeah,
Listen,
right.
man, that's a classic camera
Yeah.
right there, bro. Like, that's classic.
Yeah, we were like, if we're gonna get 2 cameras that we can shoot with that are like inexpensive but look
Right.
good, we went with those just to like do what we do.
And most people don't know, like, all right, so I might have, a big production camera now, but I can take that camera right there, and it's all about lighting, right? The less light goes into a camera, the bigger the quality, right? So I can put a bunch of lights around this, turn the ISO all the way down, and I can damn near match a red camera with that camera.
Wow.
You feel what I'm saying? So people just have to understand lighting.
Yeah.
You feel me? And you can make these cameras do amazing things. That's the reason why the film industry took a turn, because there's big production movies on those cameras right there, making millions of dollars right there.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
It's
So,
just
you know,
about the understanding of cinema. How did you learn? How did you, like, since you kind of just went, it was more
YouTube
hands-on.
University. Like, I mean, literally every day I would have a schedule for myself, right? I was like, okay, today I want to learn how to set somebody on fire. Then I want to learn how to make somebody disappear. Then I want to learn how to make people like 2 of somebody in one shot. Like,
That's
I just,
crazy.
I just was like, I just want to learn shit and just, do it, learn it, and then adapt it to my next project. You feel me? And that's
Yeah.
kind of how I learned my way in and out of certain, edits and effects. And then when I learned the art of storytelling, that's what transitioned everything. Because when you edit something, right, you just have to see what you want and understand the controls. That's it. But
Right.
if you can't see it, I don't care what you understand about the program, it's going to be a bunch of mess. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just about knowing how to tell that story and understanding your audience. That's it.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing, I think.
For
tell
a
a
lot
story?
of
It's
a
the
lot of
storytelling.
directors. Yeah, we've had a lot of issues with like directors. Like we'll come to them with a full on story, like
Yeah.
the whole, script mapped out, time
Yeah.
coded and everything, and then we get it back and it's like, man, like totally just missed the mark.
But you know what
I
it
mean?
is? People don't understand emotion. Like, people don't understand when it comes to directing, right? It has to be some level of emotional intelligence when it comes to giving something to fans. Like, we're talking about telling stories.
Right.
Like, we're talking about evoking emotion out of people.
Right.
To evoke emotion out of people, you have to get into their heart.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like I said, in any movie, right? You don't fall in love with the storyline. You may think you do, but you actually fall in love with the character.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because without that character, like say that character dies off and it's a new episode, you kind of like, you feel what I'm saying?
true.
So you really fall in love with the characters. You feel me? The storyline supports them, but man, good characters always going to bring you to the goal. I mean, it's always going to get you to the top.
It's funny because I was just watching like this behind the scenes about The Office and how like
right.
that show almost flopped.
Yep.
And the first season of it was because people hated Michael Scott, the Michael Scott character. Like
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
too much of a villain. They tried to make him too much like the Ricky Gervais character on the original Office. And they realized quickly like we need to flip this around and we need to make him like a likable boss that's still kind of goofy. And as soon as they
annoying.
did that,
It was a hit.
10 seasons. You know what I mean? Like a hit
Yep.
show. So it's very important, those minor things. It's a lot like mixing for me. Like when you hear a song, you have to say, all right, what is the emotion that this song is trying to capture? And I have to find a way to bring that out in the mix.
Right.
Because a bad mix on a great song can ruin a song. You know what I mean?
Just like a bad edit in a movie or a video can destroy it. Like I've been to the Warren record labels, like, and they're telling me, I mean, they spent $50,000 on videos, and they be like, Peter, can we shoot it over? Can you edit it over? I'm like, yo, y'all just spent $50,000
Yeah.
on a video. But the editing is where you live or die.
Right.
You feel me? Whatever it is, music or, video.
I agree, man. We spend a lot. Like we've struck. That's one of the hardest things is to find someone that can kind of bring your image onto the screen. You know what I
Right.
mean? The thing that's in your head.
I think a lot of directors have it confused too. Like, the goal of a director is to bring the artist's vision to life.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of directors, we get on our high horse sometimes and pride and ego because, now we're like rappers now.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we have to understand that if we are not bringing the artist's vision to life, we're not doing our job.
Right.
This is not our time to just make our own film.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? As a music video director,
Yeah.
your job is to understand the vision that you have and me to bring it to light to the best potential.
Yeah, I think it's the era of the Hype Williams and all of that. that kinda
Everybody's
like-
hype.
Yeah.
Everybody's hype. Everybody's X. You
Right.
get what I'm saying?
And
it's-
that kind of changed the game for music videos. Everybody was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this with your video instead
Yep.
of like."
And nowadays we got effects where now you throw 1,000 effects on
Yeah.
a video, you got 2 shots, and it's like, oh, I'm done.
Right, and it's not done in a creative way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we were just talking about that video that you showed me the green screen for last night.
Yep. For
Like-
ADHD by Joyner Lucas.
Yeah, Joyner Lucas. See if you could pull that up. It's on his Instagram, right?
Yep, it's on his Instagram.
See if you
Crazy.
can pull that up just to see like how they shot this video, like the concept of it.
So the whole thing is green screen, right? And what they do is they travel around in a circle with the camera with this green screen, and they make him appear in like 10 different places. Like
Yeah.
they killed that video.
The green screen is constantly rotating, and they just keep pulling things in and out of the
It's
space.
crazy.
It's crazy. Like
It's
I
one
saw the
shot.
video, and I had no idea that that's
it's
how
one
they did
shot.
it. Yeah,
You have to get it in one shot.
it's one shot.
One person mess up, start over.
Right, single camera, constant.
Crazy.
I can't
no,
even-
no cuts.
I
Just
can't even
constant.
visualize what y'all saying
Exactly.
right now.
That's why.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
why
yeah,
I
pull it up.
wanted to see if we can grab it so we could kind of see, because it's so hard to like. But something like that, I would love to do something like that. It's
Yeah.
just like creative, you know what I mean? Like I want to get in
Even
those
like
type
Lil
of
Dicky
places.
videos, like Lil Dicky videos
Yeah.
are really dope with the way they, do animation and reality in one.
I would love to do stuff like
Crazy.
that, man.
Because it really explains the story. You feel what I'm saying? It gets
Yeah.
your point across, and people can really understand it.
Right.
Have you done any animation stuff?
I've partnered with a couple animators. I don't personally do animation, but since I'm a storyteller, I'll come up with the script and technically direct the animator to what I see.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So I actually have one animation video that didn't drop due to some label issues, but I look forward to doing more animation because you can get way more creative and do way more.
We've had some ideas for animation
Yeah.
for a few of our songs.
Yeah, animation is dope, but it's definitely an investment. Though, I'll tell you that. Like when you do a regular video and you do animation, it's like what? Like Cars, for example, the movie Cars. People don't know the budget for Cars probably was I think $500 million.
Dang.
Like what? Like what?
But they know what they're gonna bring in though.
Exactly,
Right.
because they know that since most people can't do animation, here go right here.
That's the video there. Yeah,
that's the video.
See if you can find the clip on his page where he shows how they shot it. It should be near the top.
That
of
was
the
all
feed.
green screen?
Yeah,
all green screen,
What?
bro. Masters.
Yeah. But the way, like, that don't even show you how,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
how
no,
they
no, how
pulled
they
this
made it.
off.
I'm just surprised at how real it looked. Just
Right,
from
you wouldn't know.
that little clip.
Yeah, check this out. Got to plug it in.
It kinda feels like I'm dying on the
See,
inside.
the top is the video you see, and the bottom is how they shot it.
Like
Right.
I've been trying to get by, and I've been this way since day one.
Tay snapped on this one.
I don't need no medication. No, I don't need no drugs. Or maybe I'm different, and maybe my ADHD got me tripping, and maybe I'm just everything that you missing. Yeah, I feel like I'm dying inside. Why
See how they're coming in, pulling stuff out, put it in.
Yeah, it's crazy.
someone save me?
All right, we can cut it. I don't want to get no copyright strike. they blocked our video last week because the Ricky Gervais. We was talking about the Ricky Gervais thing at the Golden Globes.
Wow.
And they, you know how YouTube is.
Yeah, it's getting worse. Like the guidelines is getting crazy right now.
Yeah.
Because what it is everybody's uploading content at a maximum rate,
Yeah.
right? So now even with Instagram, they only showing your post to 10% of your audience now.
Right.
Why? Because everybody just posted a selfie and just wanted to go viral.
Right.
Like, so they're slowing it down. They're like, okay, if you're not anybody, like if you don't have a fan base, we're cutting you off.
Right.
You feel me?
That's
So
what
that's why
YouTube's doing the same thing.
Yeah, so that's why I tell people, man, you definitely want to spend money on ads and branding. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just run ads on Facebook. Facebook is God.
Well,
Facebook
let's
is-
get into that a little bit.
Okay.
Because I'm sure a lot of people out there, and I know like my brother-in-law, for example, he runs a construction business, and he's trying to figure out how to get his Facebook off the ground. And you have a little bit of knowledge on that from the work that you've done. So just like explain the importance of Facebook marketing and how to like really zone in and make the best out of your money for that.
Okay, so first things first, let's understand trending. What is trending right now, right? So if you want the quickest way to maximize spending your money, look up what is trending and how can you relate whatever you're doing to what's trending. For example, Donald Trump goes off and says something crazy, right? We all discuss it right now,
Right.
And we have high emotions over it because we're like, what? You know what I mean? What is this, right? So we talk about it. The next day, while it's still trending, we put it up with the caption, such and such podcast goes off on Donald Trump.
Right.
They're not having it, whatever, right? Immediately, once you put ads on that and maybe the thumbnail be like a crazy thing or somebody pointing or something crazy like that, that's how you get the views. That's how you get the listeners. You feel me?
Right.
And then you just, like I said, you spend money on the wording of that. So whatever you call that title, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be the same words that are trending.
So you got to kind of find a way to make that work for your business.
That's the
Like,
quickest way. Like there's
Right.
other ways. That's one of the quickest ways I found to get attention and get noticed.
Right.
Once you have the attention and you get noticed, then you could do whatever you want because you have the fan base now.
Right.
You feel me? So like I tell people, if you want the fast track, if you want the fastest way, you hop on something that's trending, you allow people to understand what you're doing and who you are, and then you're able to launch whatever you really want to launch. That's why a lot of artists are really not themselves when they first come out. They sound like either everybody else or they sound like somebody else or who the label's trying to make them sound like until they get enough buzz where they're like, I'm ready to do my music. J. Cole, for example, he wasn't making the music now
Right.
that he was making back then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it just took that time to build his fan base, and he got, he weathered the storm, and now he's making the music he wants to make.
I feel like Kendrick was able to do him though. Like
Kendrick, he was, but you got to understand the West Coast market is way different.
That's true.
West Coast, you can literally live beautifully off the West Coast alone. Just California's just that state can make you a platinum artist.
The way they support.
That's it.
Right.
They have a whole different sound. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
So, it's just different.
So in 2020, if you were to give advice to someone who's trying to, like, build their brand, like, not even in a sense of, like, I want to be, on the trending topics, but, like, if I'm trying to take an approach, like, say for someone who is a contractor, what are some of the things that you would give them as advice for, like, how can I bring some attention to my business? Like, what are some of the things I should be posting? What's some of the content I should be putting up?
Why should I trust you? Like,
right.
I think the biggest thing when it comes to, businesses like that is, why should I trust Joe over Bob?
Right.
You feel me? Like, what makes you different? You feel me? And the only thing that makes you different is your customers that you already satisfied. You feel me? So reviews and stuff like that, and putting those testimonials up, right? So for any business, I would put marketing behind all my testimonies, right? And then influencer marketing is probably one of the biggest things right now. So let's say you take an influencer with 500,000 to 1 million followers, right? And you do a skit with them, or you tell them to promote your business, but in an authentic way, not just having them post your business, but you doing a skit with them, or them talking about it, or their experience with it, right? Make it feel authentic. They've already built brand trust with their audience.
Right.
So when they're promoting a product, 9 times out of 10, the people are going to believe what they're talking about, especially when they do it genuinely and not just, just put it on their page. When they actually do something with the product, you feel me?
Right.
And that's kind of where we're at in today's 2020.
Got you. So again, it's about finding a way to get the trust of the public, right, so that they'll hire you. Because I was watching the Gary Vee video you was talking
100%.
about, and he was talking about how branding is so important now because we're entering an age where someone's just going to be like, Alexa, find me a contractor.
That's it.
And whoever Alexa tells them, whoever's brand is at the top of that list, is going to get all the work.
That's it.
So that's why it becomes so important. So one of the things that, like, going back to the free thing, right? One of the things he was talking about is giving away things for free.
Right.
But not in a sense of like, all right, I'll come do work for you for free. It's like do some tutorials on, this is how you fix a door that you need,
right,
that ain't hanging right. This is how you fix some cabinets in your house, and you got these. This is the best tool anyone could ever have. These are starting to shoot video just as good as them.
100%.
You know what I mean? So it's like you can put content up that's relevant to what you do, and is also building trust with your customer base, and you can target it to your local area, certain age demographics, and in a radius where you can get to them and do the job. And then all those people are seeing that you're from their area, you're doing these videos, and then they start to trust you because they like the work that you do on your thing. You got a good personality. If you're charismatic,
right,
you can gain that trust.
And then in the entertainment world, and that's just what businesses that have products and services, right? Now, if you take an entertainer, for example, what you have to sell is your story, right? So everybody, I don't give a fuck who you are, you have a story, right? And your story is interesting. Why? Because it's unique. It's the only one like it. So when a person learns how to tell their story in a way where it captivates people emotionally, man, you can build any brand, whoever you are, because most people buy music because of the people's story. You get what I'm saying? Like, when you find out who somebody is, you're like, man, I rock with him.
Right.
You feel me?
I heard so many people say, like, I wasn't the biggest Kevin Hart fan, but I watched that documentary.
What?
And now I heard so many people say that.
Kevin Hart one of the best to do it, in my opinion, because of
business-wise, yeah.
One of the best, bro. One of the best.
Yeah.
One of the best.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he comes off genuine. Like, when you are, people understand, you get more from being genuine than you do being sneaky. You feel me? Like, you get way more.
I think people pick up on, phoniness a lot better than we think they do.
Definitely.
People are tired because think about it. It's been 60 years of propaganda, marketing, like these big marketing firms just manipulating people into buying products through infomercials and all that shit we always make fun of. Where it's like, are you tired of this? And what I mean? People are tired of people see through that now. So now they're looking for authenticity. They're looking for someone that's like not trying to sell me something, but I like them, so I want to support them. You know,
That's
what I mean?
it.
And that's why you got
Yeah,
little
I
kids
agree.
watching people play with toys.
It's
Yeah,
yo,
because it's genuine.
Brian's world and
Yeah.
That's amazing, bro. Think about it. Back in the day, we used to play with our action figures, right, and fighting each other, having our imagination. Now kids are getting paid
Yep.
to play with the toys, and other kids are watching their imagination
Yeah.
and
That's
getting
crazy.
the toys for free.
and getting the toys for free.
Yeah, because it's like these companies. Well, they're paying them
They're
to
paying them.
play with it.
Yeah.
Paying them.
They're like, if you play with my toy, that's gonna give me this. And not only that, now they're coming out with their own toy brands.
That's a
like
fact.
when we was kids, you had like Mattel, Hasbro. Like you had certain toy companies that all the toys
Well,
came through them.
Let's talk about the gaming industry real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of these little kids I know, right? I think he made $1,000 last weekend playing Fortnite. He ranked 500 or something like that. And I'm like, wait a minute. You're just a regular kid in a regular house playing video games like I did back in the day.
Yeah.
And you just made $1,000.
right.
Hold up. I remember back in the day we used to be like, man, I wish I could just make money from playing video games, Mom. And now it's a real thing.
It was a waste of time.
Now he's
back
making
then.
more money than the guy at the post office.
Right.
Come on, yo.
Yeah. Then the guy that got $200,000 in debt
That's
from
a
college.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like he's making more money playing video games than
Crazy.
What is he on Twitch? Streaming?
It's like a tournament thing. Like I think
okay.
in that particular video game, Fortnite, I think they have like a tournament where they have thousands and thousands of kids do it, and then if you rank a certain amount, you get paid.
Yeah.
And the top kids get paid $20,000, $40,000, some crazy stuff like that. So, I mean, it's like
Wasn't the kid that just won the 16 or 17-year-old kid that won the championship in
esports?
Fortnite?
okay, yeah,
It was
yeah.
Fortnite.
It was
It was
esports,
like
right?
two. Yeah.
Okay,
esports.
yep.
Wasn't it like 200,000 or something like
Real
that?
quick, I want to say what's up to a couple people that's saying hi in the chat. Jen, what's up? Jen, what's up? Ariana, what's up? Gwen. Hey guys, don't forget to like the video, share it, please, and ask some questions if you got
There's
some
a few
questions
people
for Peter
here
Parker.
too. James, Stan,
What's up, Stiz?
your cousin Lisa,
What's up?
Lisa.
Christina, Ang.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, share this. What about that DJ Mello, Marshmello? Did
Oh.
you hear about that on Fortnite?
He's from around here,
No.
right?
Yeah, he's from around here. He's
Come on,
from
the
Philly.
EDM DJ?
Yes.
Okay, what about him?
Yo, he did a concert on Fortnite,
Oh
I think I
yeah.
did hear
and it was
about
like 1 million people attended. The biggest thing that ever happened in music ever.
And it was
Like,
digitally,
It was
right?
digital. He was in the game doing a concert in the game, and it was over 1 million people there watching this concert.
That's
Like
crazy.
logged into the game at the. You know how you could go to the area and they there watching the concert in the
Come
game.
on, man.
Like
And
it's on
that's
some other
crazy.
stuff.
And that shit didn't crash.
No, this is my whole thing, right? In 2020, man, if you are not making money, I'm gonna be honest, it's because you don't want to make money.
Talk about it.
Like we can get whatever we want in life, right? But if you don't want money, like it's so easy to get.
Right.
If you have a cell phone, there's no fucking excuse.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like you could do whatever you want. You could be whoever you want on here.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? But I think a lot of people are insecure in a lot of ways, and that
That's what it
insecurity
is.
leaps off into the social media, and you can kind of feel it. Like
It's fear of rejection.
you can feel the the selfies that have the the filters and
Yeah.
tons of
Yeah.
Snapchat filters, and it's like, yo, do you understand that being raw and authentic is actually the way to go because everybody's choosing the fake route?
Everybody is. I mean, you see so many fake butts on Instagram now. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's a big. I mean, I live in Miami, so trust me, it's the land of the ass.
How did you end up in Miami?
So all right, I mean, I lived everywhere, bro. I lived in like 7 major cities, but I was in New York before Miami. I was in New York, right, and I was with my fiance or whatever, and then I started losing weight, like I just lost 100 pounds or whatever, right, and
That's what's up.
me and my fiance, it just didn't work out or whatever. As I was on that weight loss journey for whatever reason, and my friend called me. He was like, "Hey, yo, bro, I just got this new mansion, bro. In Miami, bro. You trying to, man, you should come down, do a couple videos for me, man. You feel me? Just stay for a while, kick back, bro." And I'm like, he's calling me at the same time that I'm getting ready just to leave everything. I mean,
Yeah.
I packed 3 bags and left everything.
Wow.
You feel me? Like, that's just how I am, bro. You can't be attached to things. When
Yeah.
you're attached to things, I feel like it holds you back. It weighs you down, right? Don't be attached to everything you can buy again, everything you can get again, besides your time. So
Right.
don't waste it. You feel me? Like, so I just left everything, bro. I packed 3 bags, went to Miami, bro, and I stayed. I literally We stayed together for about 6 months, rocking. You feel me? Then I ended up getting everything again. You feel what I'm saying?
Got your own place out there.
Everything, bro. Cars,
Yeah.
plate. I mean, it started rocking. I mean, it's Miami, so people not scared to spend money.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And then just being able to go to the beach, man, to clear your mind is the biggest thing for me. Like, when you have a bunch of things going on and you're creative, right? The fact that I can go to the beach at any given time and just sit there and relax and clear my brain, then go back to work is life-changing, especially coming from a city like Philadelphia or New Jersey. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where do we go to escape?
Right.
Where do we go to clear our heads? You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's something about the sun that does it for me.
That's the other thing. The dangerous part about these is that you find yourself. We talk about this all the time. You find yourself never taking a moment to clear your head because every time you get a moment, you need to be occupied. You know what
Distracted.
I mean? You need something to keep your brain occupied, and you never spend time just like in your own thoughts, just figuring things out for yourself.
That's why people don't figure it out because they don't choose to figure it out. The only way to figure things out is to go within yourself to find the answers. Like we talked about this the other day, right? Like, before there were books, where'd the information come from? It came from people.
From people, yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So, like, where are those people getting the information from? They just didn't look up at the sky like, oh, my God, there's information. No, it came from within. You know what I'm saying? They sat down in the quiet, and the answers came to them. This makes sense. So we're going to rock with this. That's how everything came to be. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of us don't go within to find answers. We always looking for, let me see what, does Snoop Dogg have the answers today?
Right,
Does this person have the answers today? It's like, no, they have the answers for them. They figured it out.
Right.
You got to figure it out for you. What works for them, it's not probably not going to work
That's
for you.
what an idol is, right?
That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. But that's why, but since we understand that, right, the people that understand that fully are able to capitalize. You feel me? Because then we can't feel bad for people that's going to do the same thing every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't. You feel me? They're going to be them regardless if anything. Their destiny is their destiny. You feel me? It's up to them to go within and change that.
All we can do is, like we're doing now, just speak about it and hopefully it
right.
inspires someone to think about things different and maybe break some spells that they got going on.
100%.
And then they can do some other things because I think, like you said, the potential for everyone to kind of like live in a space of being like free from the burdens that they have every
It's
day.
right in front of their face.
Yeah, it's right there. It's just about not being afraid.
Fear is fear is crazy, bro. Like, fear is the reason why people don't live.
Right.
You feel me? Like, for me, right, one of my fears was sharks, right? I don't know, just crazy. I just don't like sharks, right?
Right.
So I go to the Bahamas, and it's everybody's turn to jump out in the middle of the ocean. And they're like, oh, we haven't seen sharks in 2 weeks. What are you, wait, what are you talking about? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I go in the water, mine just clear, and I can see miles in the water. My heart's beating fast as ever beat, but I'm like, this is life. Like, I face one of my biggest fears,
Right.
and I feel like I conquered the world.
Right.
And I'm like, damn, imagine if people faced their fears and just said, fuck it, I'm going to do it. Why? Because I only got one of these things called life.
Right.
And you do it, and you like, yo, I should have been did this shit. Like, people that
Yo,
been working
it's
jobs
true.
for 20 years, right? They like, yo, I tell people all the time, you know how many hours you put into a job? Yo, if you put just an hour a day for 10 years like you just did at your job, just an hour, dedicated hour a day, yo, you would be successful at whatever you chose.
Right.
That consistency is guaranteed success, like guaranteed to be further than what you would have been without it.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. We all came to that point too. I remember back when we first like started this company, and like we all still had jobs, holding on. You know what I mean? Like going to work.
Yeah, of course.
And then it came a time where it was like, all right, what we gonna do? We gonna really leap, or are we gonna try to hold on? And we all had to like quit our jobs and like, all right, we're gonna do this full time. And it was scary, but after you did it, it was like, man, like
Probably some of the best memories and the most amazing time y'all probably ever had.
of course,
You
of
feel
course,
me? And y'all did something that a lot of people can't do. Like, y'all sold so many copies of y'all CD out the trunk with some masterpiece. Like,
Right.
Like, y'all did it big. Like, it's just not recorded. Like,
Right.
if it was recorded and y'all put it out now, it would blow people's minds.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Y'all was
man.
on some masterpiece and just that it wasn't recorded. So I tell people all the time, if it didn't get recorded, it didn't happen.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? In the
Right.
digital way.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense because, you know, when you look back on it, that's why we don't dwell on it. Like to
Right,
us,
of
it's not
course.
like, oh, do you know what we've done? Nah, we don't
No.
because none of that matters.
Of course,
you know
yeah.
what I mean. All that matters is what we're doing now. You know what I mean?
But the great thing is, it's it's y'all story though.
Yeah,
that's what
and
makes it the best.
We here now.
We
You
here
know what
now.
I mean?
Facts.
Like we wouldn't be able to be doing this podcast right now.
That's a
if
fact.
it wasn't for what we started and what we built. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
That's
So-
a big fact, bro, and it leads to other things. Like that led to this, and then this leads to the next big thing, and the next big thing, and then it's a domino effect of success because of the risk that y'all took.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of people are able to benefit from the risk, but the risk takers are the ones that get the biggest reward.
Right. That's true. That's true, man. Anybody got any questions?
What's up with that? I'm looking at your tattoo.
What you on? What you want?
That one right there.
This one?
Yeah, what's that about?
So okay, so oh man, so all right, so I grew up Baptist, right? So I was my grandma was like one of the biggest pastors in like Philly, right? So like she had me preaching on Wednesday, Friday, and I was like 10. You feel what I'm saying? So
Preaching at 10.
right? So all my tattoos are a reflection of where I was at in my life at the time. I don't regret any tattoo. You feel what I'm saying? Well, this one didn't get finished because I ain't gonna lie, the pain was kind of crazy. But every tattoo is a reflection of where I was at in my life, and as I continue my journey, you'll start to see the flow of everything that I've gone through. You feel
Okay.
me? So you might say I didn't get no girls' names, thank God, but like you'll see like my film strip, like you'll see a couple verses of the Bible,
Yeah.
because how I grew up or whatever. But as I started,
What's the tattoo he pointed out just for those
this
that
okay,
can't
so
see?
this is
It looked like the Last Supper.
it's the Last Supper, right? It's the
Okay.
Last Supper. You know what I'm saying? And then, as I continue my journey on and I learned so much about, Christianity and the belief system that, people believe in Christianity, right? And then I learned a lot of things that were taken out the book, and then there's a lot of things with that too.
Yeah,
you
we
feel
talked
me?
about that. We talked
Yeah, and
about
it's
that.
like, when you
Talk about it.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Okay, so I started researching about the missing books of the Bible, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the main things was Jesus talking about everything is within. So I'm like, hold. So all these spiritual books that I've been reading, all this self growth and personal self development stuff like that I've been reading, and the whole time Jesus talked about this, and that's the same person that we worship.
Right.
Like, where was this at? Like, because this information is key to a lot of people's success and downfalls.
Well, a lot of that came from the the Romans and the Catholic
Roman
Church.
Empire, right? They wanted
to
control.
control people
yeah.
and to determine what.
Well, they
form of
were
Christian-
also like flowing down because I think what he's talking about is more of the Gnostic stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
You
Some
know
of
what
the
I mean? Like,
Gnostic books.
Because
But-
some of those books that you're talking about are probably like the stuff. Which books are you talking about?
I ain't gonna lie, I forgot the name of the book.
So,
but
yeah, it's
I gotta
probably like
I gotta pull it up. I have my
Thomas.
phone.
That's what
Thomas.
Thomas-
That was
Book
one
of-
of
Book
them. Definitely Book of Thomas
the
for
Gospel
sure.
of
Yeah,
Thomas,
a lot of those
Gospel
books-
of Philip.
They're not like genuine.
Okay.
They're more like they're Gnostic. If you do research, like they've been proven not to really be.
The real thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what you're speaking on is even in the Gospels, Jesus does talk about the kingdom of heaven being within. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's a weird like.
But it's within, but it's not within.
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
Because there's a little play. Because even with the Catholic Church, they kind of pulled all that stuff in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
got you.
Yeah.
with Jerome, like a lot of that stuff came into the Catholic Church too.
But the thing is, it's like, to me, it's like, right, why is politics in religion? Like, just from my perspective, I'm like,
It shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be.
that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, why is there even a conversation of what should the people know? What should the people not know?
It's
For
crazy.
me, that's just a red flag that I now
Oh,
have
yeah.
to do my own research.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's the problem because you're trying to control things, and then people are researching. And it's like,
And finding out that,
but
hold
then
up.
yeah, but then you don't have all the info, so it's like things get misconstrued. Why don't you just let people find out all the truth?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because
100%.
you like they wouldn't even let you have a Bible.
What?
Yeah.
They would
They
kill
can
you.
let you.
They would kill you
Let
if
you
you
be a
had
certain
Bible.
color. You can't read.
Yeah, exactly.
Matter of fact, you can read this section, but stay away from this section. Don't let me catch you.
Right, exactly.
What?
They just found one of the oldest. I was telling Jamie, they just found one of the oldest Bibles, like put together Bibles
In Ethiopia.
In Ethiopia,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, old
like
as hell,
ancient.
predates, and it was so old.
How
like,
old?
I forget because I read the article probably like 2 months ago, but they showed the the pages, and like some of the pages were stuck together because they kept it in like a, some.
So did they look into the
monastery.
information? Like, was the information?
What
Yeah,
books
everything
were-
was.
A lot of the books.
Well, they
that-
had the Book of Enoch in it.
Yeah, the Book of Enoch
Well,
is a book that,
because of Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's one of the books that I believe.
Jubilees, right?
Book of Enoch, Jubilees, Jasher.
Book of These are all books that were kept out of the Bible. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But not
were
Jubilees, not
mentioned-
Jubilees, Maccabees.
Maccabees, yeah.
Yeah,
So, and why were they kept out of the Bible again?
Because control, man.
because
Yeah.
they made
Control.
well.
But they were
Because-
mentioned, like Enoch was mentioned in the
the funny
throughout
thing,
the
the
Bible.
funny thing is, like, a lot of these books are referenced in the Bible.
Yeah.
It's just that
Yeah.
people don't know it because it's not taught to
Right.
them. But there's
Yeah.
specific like quotes from these other books by prophets and by some of the
like
disciples.
Jude speaks a direct quote out of the Book of Enoch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when he's talking about 10,000 saints coming
Right.
down, like that's straight from the Book of Enoch. Peter, he talks about angels being in chains. That's from the Book of Enoch.
Yeah.
And people don't know that. I remember my pastor, like our pastor,
Yeah.
the church we were going to, he's like, I'm going to tell you why all the angels are in chains. And then he goes to Peter, and we already read
Yeah.
the Book of Enoch, so we're like, dude, that's from the Book of Enoch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think like a lot of people don't understand that our entire concept. We talk about this a lot on here. Our entire concept of Christianity as a religion is founded on the Catholic system, and then everything branches off
Yeah.
of that.
So let me ask you a question. So, okay, so you have a bunch of believers, right? Why is it that when you bring new information to believers, they don't believe the new information?
They're
like,
afraid, man.
and they call it the they said it's
Yeah.
a lot of people tell me it's the perfect book.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well,
Because that's what they've been taught, man.
It's not the I will say it is. It's perfect in terms of it's continued. It's not perfect, but because there's been a lot of, but you can find out. You know what I mean? Like if you do your research, you can figure it all
Yeah,
out.
like even all the translations.
But the
and all
translation,
that,
like if you just read like like a lot of people think King James is perfect. No,
right.
like I know when I read the Bible, I go through like 4 different translations to figure things out. Then
And that's
I go
a big
back to
thing.
the Hebrew.
Translations, right?
Yeah.
So what I learned when I was doing research, right? Like, I forgot the word, but hell meant 3 different, hell had like 4 different definitions.
yeah,
Yeah,
You know
Sheol,
Right, and that's
yeah.
something I never knew or never taught.
Right.
So it's like we have this through reading the Bible, right? You have all these, thoughts of hell, and it's
Right.
like that didn't even mean that.
These
Yeah.
preconceived
I mean, let's
notions.
talk about
Bro, me and him were just talking about
Yeah.
how Satan is not the name
No.
of
Crazy.
Satan
Lucifer.
is every time Satan is mentioned, it's Ha-Satan, which is the Satan, and it doesn't just mean Satan. It means it can be other people. It means adversary.
Yeah, and
What?
if you go back
Yeah.
to they called other people the Satan in
Right.
the Bible.
Okay.
Same
And
thing with
even-
Lucifer.
yeah.
Lucifer doesn't come from the name of the devil. That's something that's totally been hijacked.
Well, it can kind of
you can assign
but
it, but
it technically is a name of a Canaanite god,
right.
right? So it's talking about the king of Babylon, and it attributes him to this Canaanite god, and it's I'm trying to think of Hallel is the name, right? Hallel, son of, and it says, you know how Lucifer, son of the morning. I know
Right.
you heard that,
Of course,
especially
of course,
Jay-Z.
of course.
But it's not son. It's Hallel, son of Shahar, and Shahar means Venus,
Right. So they're literally talking about the Venus, the morning star.
right? And Venus
what I
is like the last star that you see before the sun comes up,
Right.
Interesting.
and that's what it's because that's the star that holds on. So if you look at like the adversary or the Satan character, he tries to hold on to his own light or to deceive you before the true light comes up. You know what I mean? That's kind of what they were going
So let me
for.
ask you guys a question, right? Just
Yeah.
a random question. Okay. So, say I'm in the hospital bed, right, and I'm sick with cancer, right? Do y'all believe that we should pray at that moment?
I mean, I believe we should always be praying.
But at that moment, it's
But
like
okay. So of course. But
Yeah.
what are you praying for, or what is your prayer at that moment?
At that moment,
Yes.
I mean, it depends.
The
What
reason
do
why
you want? Like, if you're
the reason why I'm asking is because like I see a lot of people like praying for certain things, or God give me health, right? But you're at McDonald's, the first one getting a Big Mac, so it's kind of like
We
No,
talk about
we
that.
talk about
so,
that
so my
all
whole
the time.
so my whole thing is like what we're praying for. We don't get. I don't personally think a lot of people get taught what prayer really is, or you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like God made us, right? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. But He also made all the answers and everything here for us to have. Like, what are we asking for? It's here. Go get it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Or research, learn. Like, especially nowadays.
I think sometimes prayer is to focus what you want
What
in the
you
right
need, I
direction.
think.
Into what you need, because
Yeah.
sometimes you'll say, all right, give me wisdom on this, and what you think you needed, it will be redirected into the right path. You know what I mean?
No, I believe that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what I mean?
and I think like even somebody like being in a state where they want help, even though they've done so much destruction in their lives, like it all depends on your heart. Like if you truly are reaching out for something, I believe God can touch you,
Right.
But that's His decision. That's not ours.
But you're right. Like the hypocrisy of like, I'm just gonna keep praying for forgiveness, but I'm in the club, looking at
100%.
asses
Yeah.
every day.
But then that's your heart.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, are you really trying to, or are you just scared in the moment?
Dude.
And being scared ain't gonna do nothing for you.
It is. Yeah, you're right.
Gary V said something that I actually clipped from one of his talks that was so profound to me. I'm gonna see if I can play it. I'm gonna see if I can send it to Rachel. See if you can play this, Rach. I'm just gonna text it to you. All right. Can you get text on your laptop? Because he's talking about that same thing. Huh?
It's not connected.
All right. Well, I'll send it to the group then, the Facebook. He's talking about that same concept about the. You gotta just see it.
Oh, Carter Fox is watching.
What's your nationality?
I'm black and white half.
Okay.
Yep, mixed.
What's up for all those who don't know? I know you probably get Puerto Rican
Come on,
all
bro.
the
Bro, I'm in
time.
North Philly and I'm one of the
And in
native.
Miami,
What? Listen, that
everybody's
is the
speaking
worst.
Spanish to you in
Bro,
Miami.
I'm behind the bar by not speaking Spanish, bro. I'm losing out there, bro. Trust me.
Yeah.
I need a translator everywhere I
Yeah,
go.
it's crazy. You got every Hispanic person.
Everyone, bro. Now I'm in the Spanish music video market now. I don't even
Oh,
speak
yeah?
a lick of Spanish, but I do
Wow.
videos for some of the biggest Spanish stars, and I don't even know what they're talking about.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I just have my translator right there, and they're like, it's really interesting.
Did you get it?
The
No?
internet is really like not working right now.
Okay.
Really?
Well, anyway, it was something along the lines of. Here, let me see if we can hear it. Oh man, my Bluetooth was connected. Okay.
Real quick on this, everybody who's blaming social for FOMO, everybody who's blaming social media for making us bad, Facebook didn't make you write a single thing. You wrote it. This is exposing us. So if you're the kind of person that lays in bed on a Friday night at 9:30, goes through a feed and sees your best friends at a party and that fucks with you, you were insecure. That Instagram didn't make you insecure. Your DNA, parenting, and environment made you insecure. This is speeding up the process of exposing us, which will lead to much better conversations. Social media is being demonized because we hate to be held accountable.
And that's the
Damn.
thing. And on both sides, like people hide behind things.
Right.
People hide behind religion.
They
people
hide
hide
behind religion.
And hide behind everything.
Right.
and
Let's
just
talk
to make
about
themselves
it, bro.
feel
Because the one
okay.
thing I was told a lot growing up was don't ask questions, man. That was one of the biggest things that was
Why-
a smack in the
why
face
is
as a
that?
kid. Like, it's like, don't ask questions. What is that to even say to a kid?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, if anything, ask more questions. You feel me? Get to know what you actually are saying and believing.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And it can kind of be a turnoff.
That's the best part. I mean, a father and a son relationship is all about asking questions to your father. You know what I mean?
Right, but the way the way a lot of us are taught, you get what I'm saying? It could be like the total opposite.
You know why? Because they don't have the answers.
That's true.
And they're afraid of not being able to give you an answer, and then now you questioning everything.
Right,
You
but
know
to
what I mean?
question everything is to know something.
Right.
So it's like, shit, if I'm going to question things, then I'm going to go on a search for the answers.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I
People
think
are
it's more
afraid.
about afraid.
They're insecure.
They're
about it,
afraid
to be
that
honest.
you're like a son.
I get what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Gonna
It's like we lose a trust
question.
factor here.
Yeah.
Right.
I get what you're saying.
That's why we talk about all the time, like telling your kids about Santa Claus. Like that's why I don't do that shit. You know what I
Right,
mean?
nah, yeah, for what?
Because it's just all that is going to do is put a wedge in between some of that trust. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Eventually, you know. But yeah, that when he said that, man, I was like, yo, I'm stealing that. I'm gonna repost that because it's like people love to demonize like social media is tearing us apart, and it's like no, all it's doing is exposing the insecurities that are already there.
Yeah, all the trolling,
Right.
It's everything that is inside of you. you know?
But it's accelerating the level of like if you need attention from guys, all you're doing is posting selfies and butt pics all day.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It magnifies who you are just like money does.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a good thing in a way because if you can see it a lot more.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
It is
then
a good thing because you actually get to know people before. Like a lot of people expose their whole life on social media, right? So like when you're talking to a woman or something like that, you can literally tell who they are by their social media
Right.
posts.
Yep.
Now, of course, you got the disguise post that their life is like perfect, but if you dig deep enough and you're just saying one thing, you're like, something's missing here. You're
Right.
not giving authentic things on here. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So social media,
And if you're honest with yourself, you see the insecurities in you when you're scrolling through, and you're like you said, we were talking yesterday. You're like, yo, I had to unfollow certain people because it's like all you doing is trying to thirst
that's
trap.
a big thing. Like I love women, but it's like, man, if I keep seeing a bunch of y'all on Instagram and I'm just like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm just
next
gonna
thing-
get lost. Now I'm lost. again.
Right,
You
right.
get what I'm saying? Now I
Right.
find myself on. I'm like,
Yeah. And
come on.
But that's how porn addiction becomes a big thing.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
It's all those things are related. You know what I mean? We talked about that yesterday.
Right.
Porn being the first free thing on the internet. You
Yeah.
can, it's just so abundant. It don't make no sense. But it's like, it's a culture of like self gratification at all times.
and distractions from
Yeah,
what you really
distractions.
want. So I think like everything is a distraction in one way or another. Like sports, you feel me? It's
Yeah.
all a big football Sunday was a big thing in my house, right?
Yeah.
But it's a distraction from you have to go into a 9 to 5 and Monday morning.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's a distraction for I can't wait till Friday. No, like that's every day should be a beautiful day.
Right.
Every day should be you should be putting your best foot forward and enjoy that journey.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? But all these distractions are here so that we don't rise to the top.
Or so that we can be complacent with being workers.
100%.
You know what I mean?
facts.
So
and then we can't see what's really there.
Right, or our potential to get out there and make something on our own. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's about control and about manipulation. It's all wizardry, man. It's wizardry, and I think people are starting to wake up to that now.
Yeah.
It's getting a lot better, but in a lot of ways, it's getting worse.
Yeah,
know?
I mean what was that girl's name? The one who won the award that we were making fun of.
Michelle Williams.
Yeah. Like stuff like that. Like she's gotta especially after all this, you gotta see the hypocrisy.
I don't think she does
Right.
because to her, it's been built up in such a way, especially in Hollywood. You're built up to have so much virtuousness in your idea of a cause that, like, for me to get up there and say, like, every decision that I made is validated because they gave me this gold-plated statue. It's like, yo, what are you talking about? All that stuff is fake. None of that
But the
is
thing
real.
is, though, that's the world that we live in. Just like Instagram verification. If you have a verification
Right.
badge, your word is law now.
Right.
You get what I'm
Right.
saying? And that is the time. Like I call it social media credit, right? 10 years from now, mark my words, everybody's going to be judged on their social media credit.
It's already happening in China.
That's 100%.
It's already happening.
That's exactly what's happening in
Yeah.
China right now.
That Black Mirror episode, you ever see that?
Of course, that's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, me too.
It's off of you bought the house off your social
Yeah,
media
right,
credit,
right.
And
They're
if-
already doing that in China. They
Yeah,
already
like-
started doing that in China.
I gotta look into that. That's
Really?
crazy.
Yeah, where you get a social media credit score.
Like say if me argue at the coffee shop, I now got to give you a 0 score.
Yeah, right. You get 0 stars
Yeah.
today.
I don't like you today. Bad reviews.
right.
It's like, what?
Now you went down 2 points.
Now I can't buy a new car because
Right,
you don't like
right,
me.
Right. Yo, But then what does that do? That causes everyone to be fake and
Yep.
phony around people. No one can
Yep.
be authentic, and that's why that episode was so great. Because at the end, what happens? She lashes out and just starts going off on everybody. 'Cause
Yep.
she can't fake it no more.
Yep.
But only once she gets to a place, because she's so
she breaks.
yeah, because she's so, her whole life is surrounded about her, getting the highest score possible. Once that shit just plummets, she's like, fuck it.
And it kept getting worse and worse and worse, and it's like,
It's a good episode.
yeah, man. Yeah, that show is crazy. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about what your plan is, like what your vision is for this year, 2020. Like, what is your motivation, and what is like some of the things that you see happening this year?
all right, so knowing my purpose, you know what I mean? My purpose is to give back. You know what I mean? I think that's everybody's purpose in life. We're here to give back, and then our energy transcends when we're done.
Right.
You feel me? So this year, last year, I've made people six figures, if you want to call 6-figure-naires, right?
Mhm.
This year I want to make millionaires.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? I want to make people successful. Well, not make. I want to inspire people to become successful and discover who they really are, and then tell who they really are to the world and get paid from it. You feel me? Like, really take advantage of the world that we live in. Like, if you're going to put the amount of hours into a 9-to-5, why not learn what drop shipping is?
Right.
Or why not learn, how to do social media marketing? Like, why not learn the tools that are going to be the future? You know what I'm saying? And dedicate that time that you would give to a 9-to-5 that in 20 years from now, it's all going to be automated.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's what I look forward to. I look forward to a lot more teaching, a lot more showing, and then, of course, giving my message through films.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I got a couple films
You're
coming
working
up.
on some some major films.
So I have one project coming out called Black Capital, and it's basically the story of. Are you ever seen the show Entourage? You ever seen the show Entourage?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, that was like the Bible to me, like in
Yeah.
the industry, right? But that was Mark Wahlberg's story,
Mhm.
and basically, it was about his upbringing, how he came up, right? So Black Capital is like the black version.
Okay.
The story of kids from the urban community and how they kind of got into Hollywood. But Hollywood wasn't really for them, so they broke into the independent industry, and became a level of success that we thought we never would achieve coming from where we come from.
Right.
You feel me? I come from a great meal was dollar rice and gravy from the Chinese store. Like
Right.
that was, a top of the line, and I
We
can
had
get a juice.
years of that here. We had years of
What?
that going right there
Come on,
to
bro.
the Chinese store right there. Yeah.
So it's an amazing feeling, and I think the most amazing feeling that a human can have is giving that feeling to another human.
Right.
You feel me? Like I've never felt any type of satisfaction besides like that level. You feel me? Like seeing somebody genuinely happy because you've helped them.
Right.
And you've helped their family, and it's a domino effect. And my only thing is I tell people all the time, if I help you, I don't want anything back. I just need you to help the next person. You feel me? And that causes a chain of reaction, and then, lives are affected, and then we can move the generation forward because this generation is the most important to me because we're the fearless. This generation is not scared of anything. So you utilize that energy, you feel me, of that fearless energy, and once you channel it in the right direction, they can do anything. You feel me?
Yeah. So as far as like content, what do you see yourself doing this year? New stuff.
I plan on putting out that series, Black Capital. Just showing how we broke into the industry or whatever. And
Are you planning on starting shooting that, or are you already?
yeah, we start shooting in July.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So
what's
that's
up.
already
Where are you
process.
shooting at?
We're shooting in Philly. So we're shooting the first part in Philly, and then we're shooting the second part in LA.
Oh, that's what's up.
We already got the okay for that, and then what other projects am I working
I know you're
on?
talking about doing a podcast.
Yeah, we got a podcast coming out. Hopefully we drop
What's the
that
name of
next
that gonna
week.
be?
So the title is not set in stone yet, but the working title is They Didn't Teach Us This.
Okay.
You feel me? And it's just basically about the things that we grew up thinking that were real that weren't really real. Like, let's think about the misconception of milk gives you strong bones, right? That was one of the biggest advertising things in the world.
Right.
And come to find out, milk actually gives you weak bones.
We talk about
We
all of that.
we
yo.
just talked about
we
milk.
talk.
Yeah.
Yo, it's crazy. We talk.
We
about
call
all
that
this.
wizardry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no,
wizardry.
marketing.
How about
Diamonds.
Fat? How about fat? Eating fat causes heart disease.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah,
finding
yeah,
out
yeah.
now that's
But
a lie.
here's the kicker, though. Well, I'm pretty sure you guys know. I mean, the owners of these products, like Kraft and stuff like that, own the hospitals.
Yeah, right.
Like, what are we talking about?
Right,
here?
right,
You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
they just have it. You going in a circle.
And they
Yeah.
own the media companies that put out the
That's a fact.
advertisements. You know what I mean?
So and that's the thing. Like people understand. Like when people say health is wealth, right? That's a real thing. Like I used to think that was cliche, right? But when I really started to become on my health journey, you know, I was 427 pounds or 437 pounds, and I just was like, yo, I can't do this no more. I'm not gonna be here.
Right.
You feel me? And when I went on that journey, I became so clear. You feel me? Like I can see everything so vividly now. It's like I'm like on a natural high.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And I'm like I encourage people to, you know, research what they're putting in their bodies. You feel what I'm saying? Because
how long you been vegan for?
a year and a half.
Okay.
You feel me? And I've never felt better. Like I think I could run. Put me in a marathon right now. I'm ready. You feel me? And and I'm still 340 pounds.
Right.
But I'm out here. I'm in the gym killing it. You
Right.
feel me? Because my energy is at an all time high.
How long have you been doing it?
For a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
You feel me? So you know, and it's still a struggle. Like you gotta understand, like food, sugar, and salt is more of an addiction than any drug known to man. It's bigger than dope.
It's been proven.
It's proven.
Yeah.
Like I still have like tendencies where I'm looking at stuff like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's real.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like we still had.
We all do.
Man,
We're raised on these things to get us addicted, and then we have to spend the rest of our life trying to kick that habit. It's
That's
crazy.
a fact. That's a
It's
fact. And,
crazy.
and it's like detoxing, right? It's like, you know, we take showers every day. Why? Because we want to be clean, right? But how often do we clean the inside of our body?
Right.
Almost never.
Never.
You feel me? So when
Yeah.
I started detoxing my body, I'm like, wow, I never took an internal shower before in my life.
Right.
And now I started doing that, and you find yourself, you know, in a whole nother world.
Yeah.
Like you can do things that you've never thought you know, you get more confidence in talking, and I mean it affects every part of your
does.
life.
It
Like my
does.
business was definitely affected just by me eating differently.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And people don't understand, with a clear mind, man, you can do exactly what you were meant to do here.
Wow. Yeah, I agree with that 100%, man. We're huge advocates of that, like trying to make sure you eat right. We try to do master cleanses all the
That's
time.
dope.
You know
That's
what
dope.
I mean? It's a lot easier when you got a whole crew that's kind of collectively thinks the same.
Facts.
You
No,
know,
because when you're around like 4 or 5 people that do the same thing, I don't care how strong you are, you're probably going to be the 5th person doing that same thing. It's
Right.
because it becomes numb to you.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm around 5 people that do crack, right, and I'm around it for a year, I'm going to think, I mean, it's not that bad. Like
Right.
they
They're
still go to
okay.
work.
Right.
They're not
Right.
that bad. Like
Right.
we're at a party right now. I'll try. Like
Right.
it gets like that, you know,
Yeah.
because you're around it so much, so you become numb to it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you have to surround yourself with, like you just said, just people that are doing what you want to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Elevating yourself, always growing, always seeking. You feel me?
Oh, for real. That's been our motto for 2020 is about focus.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? It goes with 2020 vision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think for all of us, like we really want to spend this whole year making sure that we're fully going for everything, seeking as much as we can.
Yep.
You know,
And dealing with our subconscious mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of people think that, you know, our controls in our conscious mind, but our everything that really has the controls our subconscious mind, right? So even when we go to sleep, like, what are we listening to all day?
Right.
What do we listen to before we go to sleep? What are we watching with our eyes? You know, all the information, everything is information. Food is information. What we see is information. Everything is information. So what are we feeding ourselves is who we really are.
Right.
You feel me? So we spend every day rap music this and smoking that. And, you know, if we keep consuming these things, we become these things, and it just
Absolutely.
dumbs us all the way down. Not to say that we can't achieve certain things doing those things, but it just slows the process down.
It does. And it becomes hurdles. You start finding yourself doing things that you wouldn't normally do. You know, I mean, if we're honest with ourselves, there's so many things that, because I'm one of those people that I'll do things and I question it. Like,
Right.
why do I want to wear that? Why do I care about this? You know what I mean? Why am I saying facts? You know what I mean? Like, why, like no, I'm just like, it's real. Like,
Yeah.
like I just like I'll say it.
Why am I saying
I'll
that?
say
Why
it.
am I doing this?
I'll
Right.
say
All
it,
the
but then
time.
I'll be like, I'll honestly think to myself, like, I'm only saying that because I'm following everybody else. You know what I
Right.
mean? And that's what everyone does, you know? But we got to get to a
If you
place
think about it,
where,
we live for people.
right.
Like
Exactly.
we do everything for somebody else. Our brands, our hats, our jewelry.
Right.
Like we do everything for somebody else, because if we were the only person here, we'd probably be naked running around here. Like, let's be honest. Like
What? Facts. right?
That is facts.
Like,
Yeah, I think it's all relationship.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
all connection.
But we have to be honest with ourselves.
That's
if you can't get to the place where you're saying like where you know that this is why I'm doing this, or you know that this is something that maybe I need to work on, or this is something that I need to figure out a way to detach myself from in order to be freed, to be like able to move further and elevate myself even more, because all these things that we do, all these things that we're attached to just weigh us down.
Yeah.
So we can't really elevate.
And that's something that I like in the past 2 weeks that's really stuck with me. Like I've really came out of that is things holding me down, right? And that goes for everybody. A lot of people carry the weight on their shoulders, right? And they don't understand why they can't reach certain goals or get to certain things in their life, because we take everybody's problems and put them on our shoulders, and we're like, wait a minute, I can't even get to the finish line. It's right there. You feel me? So I learned that you can't really take on. I used to take on everybody's problem. Like all my family members, all my friends, like if they had a problem, I feel like I had a problem.
Right.
And what I had to learn is that they're on their own journey. They're going to figure it out. Now, I'm there for help and assistance, but I can't take their problem on as my own. And I feel like a lot of us do that.
We do.
Yeah.
How about like just growing up in an environment and you feel like you got to do these certain things because this is how you grew
the
up.
culture.
This is
Because of
your culture,
loyalty
this
and
is
stuff like that.
Yeah,
Well, I'm just saying,
just loyalty to the culture.
tradition,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
like even that can be burdensome. I mean, that's kind of like going back to Bible. That's what iniquity means. Like in the Hebrew, it means to be crooked and to bear that burden.
Right.
You know, that you don't even realize that you're bearing. You know,
Wow.
so a lot of times we grow up in different communities and different environments, and we add all this stuff on us that we think we got to do, and then we grow up a little bit and we go into different environments like, oh, maybe I don't have to do all
Yep,
that.
that's
Yeah.
a fact. Yeah, that's big.
All right, so I want to talk about, before we get done, I want to talk about how you ended up working with Dave. Like, how did you end up a part of this whole organization?
Okay, so
Hold that thought real quick. I need another Mac charger. Is that in someone's bag?
Oh, I didn't plug
Somewhere?
mine in.
Yeah. Please and thank you. Thank you.
Well, you can go ahead while we're
You
doing
can
this.
talk.
okay,
Shots
so
on you.
okay, how to end up working with Dave, right? So, in the beginning, I started, Moolery, one of Dave's artists, right? So I did 2 or 3 videos for Moolery. And with his last couple directors, they've had like tons of problems. It's been people not delivering on their promises and things of that nature. So when they called me, they're like, "People, we kind of at the end of the road here, and we really just, you're like our last straw. So we just hope you can deliver, right?" So we got 3 videos in. I deliver, and everybody's excited. Everybody's happy. And Dave comes up to me, right, and he's like, "Cause we're on the set, right, and on my sets in the video industry." In the film industry, everything's going to go wrong. That's just what happens, right? But it's all about your perception of it and how you can fix it.
Same
You feel
thing
me?
with music.
It's not
Same
deep.
thing.
Nothing's deep.
Right.
Everything's fixable. It's not deep, right? So especially when I'm the editor, like I control the edit, so it's like whatever. So Dave's like, "Man, I don't know how this is going to work. This person didn't show up. That didn't happen. Boom, boom." And I'm like, "Dave, I got it. Don't worry about it." He's like, "No," like he's like, he's a stickler for details, and he doesn't know that I understand that I can do without that because in my head I've already edited the video.
Right.
You feel me? So the first time it's a success, right? He's like, "How did you pull that off? Like that's crazy, right?" The second time, everything happens again. You know what I mean? He's like, "I don't know if you can pull this one off here. This is a little different." Pull it off again. He's like, "Okay, you're 2 for 2." Third time, the guy runs into my drone. Drone breaks. I mean, I got the footage of the guy running into his face.
He ran into the.
He was in a golf cart and he ran his face into my drone.
Damn.
And nobody cared about his well-being at the time. Let me tell you, like, it was crazy.
That needs to be
like-
on an outtake reel.
and then
somewhere.
Dave hurry up and he's like, "Yo, he got a new drone or whatever." But like I said, everything that just will go wrong, it will go wrong, right?
Yeah.
So I was able to, and then it started to rain. So we only had 30 minutes of no rain to get certain shots. So like I'm waiting in the car, rain stops real quick. We run out the car real fast, get the shot. Like, and I'm crazy. Like I'll do whatever it takes to get the shot, right? So when Dave seen that, he was like, "Yo, that's potential there, right?"
Right.
So he's like, "Yo, what do you want to do? Like, what are some of the things that you want to do, and in the future and stuff like that?" And I'm like, "Well, I have a couple films I'm working on, I have a couple master classes I'm working on. I just want to build generational wealth and help people get to the next level because I understand digital marketing." And he's like, "I can rock with that, bro. Like, let's sit down and talk." And then we sat down and talked, and Dave's a genuine guy. I don't meet too many people in the industry that's really genuine.
Right.
Like I've been signed a lot. I've been moved around a lot. I've done videos for, a lot of people, and rarely do you come across a person that genuinely wants you to win without them even winning attached to you.
Right.
He's like, bro, you don't owe me anything.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's just about you winning. Because if you're the type person to burn me, I didn't want to work with you anyway.
Exactly.
And I was like,
Exactly.
I never heard that one before. Like, I'm sold. Like, you
Yeah,
get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
what can you say to a person like that? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, that's kind of how we got started.
That's what's up. Yeah, no, it's funny because it's like the same with us. That's how we've been working. We've been working with him for like 16 years now.
That's crazy.
But so how did you, the initial call to work on the Moolery project, like who put that together? Who called
So
you?
Moolery called me. I mean, Moolery
How do you
was-
know Moo?
So the crazy thing is, me and Moolery was actually signed to a company, like a management company, years ago.
Okay.
I'm talking about, and we was damn near homeless together. You
Wow.
feel me? I'm talking about, it was times where we stole French fries from the store because we ain't had no money. You feel me? And I was building a name at the time, and I was doing free work, but I didn't have any money, so it was like we had to survive. You feel me? And in Southwest Philly, in the
Wow.
trenches. You feel me? So, when you go through that with somebody, no matter your differences, I feel like there's a bond there. You feel me? So and Moody's just talented. Like his voice, he's just a talented guy. So I always wanted him to win. So when the opportunity came, he's like, bro, I got a new situation now. I'm independent. I got my budget together and I'm ready to really work. You know what I'm saying? I only want to work with you, and everybody else done burnt us.
Right.
You feel me? So I came in. I'm like, all right, I believe in you, bro. So we gonna do it. First couple of videos we do, we get a couple 100,000 views a video. We rocking, and that's kind of how we started.
Okay. Yeah, I never knew the full story. That's what's up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now you here.
Yeah, we here, we rocking, man. It's exciting too. It's
Yeah,
gonna be.
man.
Watch, we gonna turn up. It's time.
Yeah. I can't wait to do some stuff like do some work on some of our stuff too, man.
It's gonna be easy too, bro.
Yeah.
Like once we get started, that's the thing. Like once you get one project in, it becomes like a drug. Like it gets addicting. You have to put it out now.
Right.
You feel me? But the thing my problem with artists, they'll do a video with me and then it won't drop for a year or two.
Right.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
Not with us. Not with us. They be putting that thing out right away.
That's a fact. No. He'll put a date on it and it's a wrap.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so that's dope. So yeah, you guys have great. You guys are the typical clients that I like. You tell stories. That's where I excel at.
Okay.
You feel me? Evoking emotion out of an audience.
Right.
That is my goal. How do I move this audience in this emotional way? You feel me? Because I believe that you always watch your favorite movies, but how often do you watch your favorite videos? You feel me? So I watch my favorite movie maybe like 25 times. I watch my favorite video probably twice.
Right.
But if you combine the two, you'll watch it 3 times as much.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
And understanding that this is the big thing in my videos. The first 15 seconds is the most important.
Right.
If I can't grab you in the first 15 seconds, it's done.
Yeah.
I'm over. Unless it's a big enough artist or big enough caliber of director where I want to stay through the whole thing. You feel me? So when we shoot the video, the first 15 seconds is going to be things happening, boom, foreshadow, back shadow. Oh, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be so many things happening that you're like, whoa, what I just watched? I have to be glued in. I have to see what happens in the end.
Right.
You feel me? And that's kind of my approach on
That's
videos.
the way. I mean, I feel like everything needs to be done that way now. It's like people's attention span is like you have to
It's
grab
shot.
them right away. You have to grab them right away, or they just don't care enough to even pay
bro.
attention.
People have to be finessed into liking something.
Right.
Because a lot of people that like stuff don't even like it because they genuinely like it. For example, let's think about like Gucci shirts, right? I think a lot of Gucci shirts are ridiculous.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Me personally, right? But
Yeah.
they are popular because people made it popular.
The brand.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I think that's where we're kind of like headed at. We're forcing people to like certain things, and then sometimes they actually genuinely like it, but most times you're just being finessed to like it.
Yeah. That's what it is.
So we
Doesn't
just
that show you how weak people are?
That's a fact. But here's the thing: we just have to understand it,
Right.
Like
Yeah.
because people are going to be people. People are not going to change, and the ones that do evolve, then that's great. You know what I'm saying? But for the ones that don't, we just have to understand the world that we live in and learn how to adapt. Because it's going to be the same way whether you adapt or not.
Right.
So you can either get with the program or not get with the program, but the program still going to exist. You feel what I'm saying?
Where you can write another program.
What?
You could
Write another
I mean,
program.
you could write another program. You definitely could. You know what I'm saying? But you better be prepared for what comes with that.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to go through a lot.
You
Yeah,
do.
that, man.
And then the people that are the gatekeepers, you
they
know,
don't want that program to get
you don't.
through.
Yeah.
What? Listen, man. One of them program people, One of the people that created the program, Dr. Sebi.
Yeah.
You feel me? He created a program.
Yeah.
And he healed a lot of people. You feel what I'm saying? Where's Dr. Sebi at now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it just is what do we?
Yeah.
Where's he at?
Right. Exactly.
He was. I feel like he was very healthy.
No, he was. He was.
So I
He
mean,
could heal all them people, but he couldn't heal
come
himself.
on, get out. I'm not buying that one. You're not taking me to the bank and me. I'm not doing
I mean,
it.
it's just like those people that invented like the vapor engines, and then
The steam engines.
the steam engines that were thousands of miles on one tank. You know what I mean? And they end up dead.
Right.
Technology's gone.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it happens all the time. You know, like
So that's why I think, like, even movies, right? Where are these ideas coming from? Like, you think about these ridiculous movies, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, where are they getting these ideas? Well, because they're putting the truth right in front of you.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You just have to understand it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
what
one
it
of my
is.
favorite movies, The Matrix. What?
Yeah.
Like, if people could really understand The Matrix was life,
Yeah.
y'all would. You get
talk
to another
about it
level.
all the time,
That's
man.
another
They're
thing
coming
we
out with
talk
some more
about.
Matrix.
Are they coming out with
Yo,
it?
Yeah,
that would
they
be
are.
epic.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
They are.
That would be epic. But the first one was such a.
I just heard Will Smith was talking about how he passed up that role to play Neo.
What?
Yeah, he
Now,
said that was one of
now-
his
Was it Neo or
regrets.
Morpheus?
No, Neo.
Yeah.
He said Morpheus was supposed to be Val Kilmer.
Val. With
So let me ask you a question. Hold on. So if Will Smith would have played that role as Neo, would it have been the same Matrix?
I don't think so. I think it happened the way it was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it would have been what it was. I think Morpheus needed to be, what's his name?
Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Neo, Keanu Reeves. But
Yeah.
but the funny thing was he passed up Matrix to make Wild Wild.
great movie, by the
One of the
way.
worst movies ever. in
Great
history.
movie.
That was probably his worst movie.
Yeah, it probably
Right?
was his worst movie.
Besides
I
7 Pounds.
just remember the
Music
song.
video with Cisco. Ooh.
Remember 7 Pounds?
Oh,
was a
7
pretty
pounds
bad
was
one.
bad. Yeah. I don't know. He's had some flops, man.
But I will say, like one thing about Will Smith is he's one of them actors, right? That'll he can come out with a movie that you might not like, but he's not gonna stop making films.
Oh, no.
Most people can't do that though.
Yeah.
Like most people can't make a bad film and come back. It doesn't work like
Ego.
that. 100%. Or they done with you. Once they take a chance on you and you fail, like they're like, I'm done.
Yeah,
but
that's
Will
true.
Smith is just such an
a
amazing
superstar.
He's
That's-
a superstar. He's
but
an amazing
that-
actor.
But how many movies has Samuel L. Jackson been in, though?
He's been in every
like
single
trash movies,
movie.
but he
Yeah, no,
never
yeah, yeah.
stops getting roles. Like
I ain't
he's
gonna lie,
just-
I'm a big fan of Samuel though.
Me too.
I'm a big fan.
Me
like,
too.
and sometimes we go like, of course, we go to the movies just to see those actors, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, Hollywood, you gotta understand, Hollywood banks on that. So if a script is not good and Hollywood wants to green light it for whatever reason, they're paying these actors a ridiculous amount
Yeah.
of money. So sometimes it's not even actors' fault.
No, I agree 100%.
You know what I mean? But I mean, if they like, all right, look, we're gonna offer you $20 million to do this movie, you might not be in love with the script, but you hoping and praying that they do like, all right, please let this be halfway decent.
Right.
You feel me? But I mean,
I saw an interview with the dude that what's his name, Matt LeBlanc, that played Joey on Friends, and he was talking about how they tried to do a spinoff of Friends. He had his own show for like one season.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was like one of the biggest flops in TV
Yeah.
history. And they were like, like, how do you feel about like having one of the biggest flops? He said, I got $30 million for that flop. I said, that was a win for me, you know.
like, yeah, that's true.
Facts.
They got something on Netflix about how they made like certain movies. Like I think it was a lot of 80s movies. One was Dirty Dancing, one was Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay.
And then a few others. Home Alone, that was another one.
That new Ghostbusters looks crazy. Though.
Yeah.
It looks
I
good.
You
ain't
see
see
the
that.
trailer for
No, I
that?
didn't
It
see
looks
that.
good, man.
But yo, Dirty Dancing, the way that movie came together, it was kind of crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, look,
I would say just go and watch it. It's on
confession,
Netflix.
I've never seen Dirty Dancing.
No?
No, I have to watch it.
You gotta
Yeah.
watch it, man. It's a
That's
classic.
ridiculous, right? I have
It
to
is
watch
classic.
classics. Well, I gotta
Yeah,
do that.
it
I'm
is.
tripping.
I mean, it's not something that you watch a million times.
No.
Right,
No.
but I think it's something that, especially as a director, I feel like you have to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, you
It's
know.
just good for
But
you know.
I will say that like the company that made it, that was like the only movie they ever made.
Wow.
Yeah.
and they just stopped.
They
One hit
they
wonder.
put out other movies, but they sucked.
Oh,
so.
Okay,
But it was like the
gotcha.
only movie that they made that did anything. They were actually like into VHS, right?
Did you watch the other movies that they came out with?
No, I'm just saying.
Or just to
I don't even
reviews
think
and-
they even like
It wasn't
actually
okay.
came out.
Got
know
you,
what I mean?
got you.
But it was a company that they were successful in the VHS, and then they were transitioning from that to trying to do films, and that was the first film that they did. Right, Dirty
crazy.
Dancing.
Wow.
And the way it came together, like, and they wanted like the people who were in it. They didn't want Patrick Swayze. They wanted some other dude. And they were showing videos of the dude dancing. Yo, it was hilarious. He's like,
Oh man.
yo, it was so hilarious. So it would have been if they,
Man, totally different
yeah.
movie.
But the people who wrote it, like it was a girl who wrote it, and then the producer. They were like sticking to their guns, and because they stuck to their guns, the movie came out the way it did.
That's dope.
Chemistry is everything. I actually saw the Home Alone one.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
Marv was supposed to be the guy that played Marv in the movie. Is supposed to be somebody else. I forgot his name.
Oh yeah.
But they didn't like him, and they wanted that guy first, and then they ended up firing the other dude, and then just bringing them back.
Can you imagine somebody else being one of the robbers? I can't imagine that.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't.
no.
The chemistry.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
There's so many things, man.
I still watch Home Alone.
Oh man, every time I
Home-
come
I'm
on,
a
Yeah.
grown man. I'm at Home Alone.
That
like,
is a
My
classic.
That's a
kids
classic.
watch it now.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
really
they're
dope
6
movie.
and 7.
I
They love it.
I recite that scene, that gangster scene, that which they made just for that movie.
Yeah, that was a fake
Who
old
is
film.
it? It's me, Snakes.
Yeah.
I love
I
it.
feel like that would be
yo.
a great TikTok video.
Yo, you know that when I was
No,
young,
no.
I tried to find that.
You tried to
I
find-
thought it was a real movie. I'm like, I'm gonna find it.
They did such a great job.
Yo, TikTok is one of them platforms that's like the
Yo,
Wild
it's
Wild West right now.
blowing
Like
up,
it's
yo.
it's something that you.
This
need
one
to get
guy
into.
created TikTok. He lost a bunch of weight or whatever. He put one of his videos on TikTok and it went viral and he ended up on the Ellen show.
Wow.
Because TikTok, everything's oversaturated now, but TikTok is fairly new and already has 500 million followers.
Right.
Whereas though you have a chance if you get ahead of the curve to really make a name for yourself on TikTok, and then it leads to all your other social media platforms.
That's because them Chinese made that platform. Well, they bought Musically.
Yeah, yep. It was
Yeah,
first
yeah.
Musical.ly.
So
Yep,
you know
they
it's
transformed it.
$2 billion in them motherfuckers. So they already ahead of the game.
That's a
but,
fact.
But yeah, TikTok is blowing up, man. I'm trying to figure out a way, like, what's the best way to make content on TikTok though? Because it's a totally different.
Yeah, it's
Concept.
like it's almost like music video ish, right?
It's little Viney, but like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of like Vine, but a little bit more like the format is like doing overdub, like it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. I see it
Yeah.
like I was going through
Yeah.
the content, like I got to figure out a way to make content for us on there though. But
yeah.
yeah, but all right. So let everybody know where they can find your stuff at. You got a website.
Yeah, so everything, if you just go on Google, right, the easiest way is just to type in Peter Parker, Director of the Year, and everything's going to come up. My last name is spelled Parkkerr. But even if you misspell it, once you type in Director of the Year attached to it, then everything will come up. You know, I recently just won 2 film festivals. You feel me? So, we just
Oh, there's your Instagram
there we
right
go,
there. Okay.
Got to give that little update. You get what I'm saying?
And those are the video. Those are all videos you shot right there.
Yeah, everything on my page is definitely me for sure.
Okay. Cool.
How tall are you?
6'5".
That's why he was attacking.
Here's the funniest thing though. Like when most people like first hire me, right, at like Peter Parker, right, they think that I'm like this little white guy gonna walk in.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
hilarious. I'm like this big, like Spanish looking guy with tattoos. It's funny as shit. Like
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah, so everybody make sure y'all go check out his stuff. And you got the podcast coming out. You got films coming out. You got more
Man,
content.
we
We
got
talked about
so
so
much
much
stuff
stuff
coming out,
we're
bro.
going to be working on. So just stay tuned for that. We're going to say goodbye. We appreciate everybody watching. I want to say thank you to everybody who's in the chat right now. If you hung out with us the whole time, I still see some people in there. Make sure you go to our website, jatan.com. You can get merch there. You can get music there. And also follow us on all the social media platforms. You follow the Young Lion TV page, too, because I got a lot of memes on there right now. That's all I've been doing. But also patreon.com/YoungLionTV. Become a member. You can donate or you can subscribe, and then you can, I think it's there's different tiers for if you want to, be a monthly member. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week, God willing. We out of here.
Young lion, go live, yeah. Young lion, you rich, yeah. This kingdom has room, yeah.